The tourism season is like a roller coaster. It's intense with rapidly changing priorities. Even though you've done your planning when it was quieter, it can still sometimes feel like the season is just out of your control. So it's June and you're bracing yourself. You're ready for the white knuckle ride. You just tell yourself, I need to hang on in there until it's all over and I can breathe again. I'm sure that sounds familiar to some of you. But don't you want to do more than just get through the day and get through the season? You want to know you're adding value to your business. You want to know you're building a business that thrives this year and next. You want to know that the season is delivering for you now at this time when you're putting in all the work, rather than waiting for October or November to come around and to figure out if it was all worth it. Even though you're very busy, it's precisely now that you need to slow down and step back. It's exactly at this moment when you have the most visitors that you get to learn the most about them. It's when your team is under the most pressure that you get to really understand what they need from you. And it's when you have all your balls in the air at the same time that you learn the most about yourself as a business manager. But you can only learn that if you take the time to step back and notice what's happening. The most important 15 minutes of your day are the first 15 minutes in the morning, every day, even in the busy season. It's the first 15 minutes before you meet any of your team, before you meet any visitors, even before you open your emails or go onto any of your social media platforms. In fact, essentially before you go onto your social media or email platforms. As soon as you go onto your email, you're in reactive mode. You're responding to whatever is in your inbox. The first 15 minutes of the day is the time when you get to be intentional about the day, when you get to lead the day rather than respond to it. So what do you do in those first 15 minutes? Well, this is your time to notice, reflect, and be intentional about the coming day. I break it down into 3 categories of VIP, or very important people in your business. The first one is you, the second is your team and the people who make up your team, and the third one is your visitor. Look at each one in isolation and ask 2 questions about each one. What did I notice about my visitor, for example, yesterday? And what will I do differently today as a result? What did I notice about my team yesterday? And how can I help them differently today as a result? So ask yourself 2 questions for each category and make a quick note of what you learned and what you might change today as a result of that. So that's the first thing to look at. And then the second thing is to step back even a little bit further and think about your overall business goals. What is it you want to achieve for your business out of the season? And what one thing can you do today to move you towards one or all of those goals? So just pick one thing and commit to making that one thing happen in that day, irrespective of what else comes up. No matter what else comes up in that day, you're going to make that one thing happen. In this way, you elevate yourself from the day to day and you keep front of mind focus on your overall business goals. It's really important that you write it down. Writing it down makes it concrete. It also means that at the end of the season, you have an amazing log of learnings and actions that you've taken over the season that's going to act as a platform for developing your business next season and next year. I've created a 1-page season focus check-in sheet. It's available for download in this week's blog, and you'll see the link in this post here. The blog itself contains detailed guidelines and tips on how to introduce the 15-minute morning routine into your business, even in the high season. Make this a morning ritual. Carve out that 15 minutes. Now is the time that you can harvest the best information about your business, and once you have that information, you can use it to influence the season while it's still happening. If you don't do that, there's a danger that you continue to be busy all day long and all season long without really knowing if you're making real business progress.